A strange story is developing quietly. While this may amount to nothing in the end, I would be remiss if I did not spend some time on it. This is Weeping Angel. A friend of my family left his South Florida home in his mother's 2007 Ford Fusion on Saturday and hasn't been seen since. He told his mother that he and another man were going on a mission from Yahweh. They left with several survival tools, a taser and a machete. At one point he had accidentally dialed his mother and she overheard the two speaking about going to Africa on a mission from Yahweh as well as something about a cargo ship. Family members told me that he had left with a man named Jesse William McGraw who was violating probation, had left his wife and children, and had strange beliefs. They contacted the police and FBI who advised them that because he was an adult, they could only investigate the stolen car. When I was informed about what was going on, I started to do some research on this man. That's when things started getting weirder. Jesse McGraw, known also by his alias, Ghost Exodus, was the leader of a small hacker group who called themselves the Electronic Tribulation Army. Jesse was arrested in 2009 in Arlington, Texas, and sentenced to 9 years in federal prison for breaking into hospital computers, planting malicious software and planning a DOS attack. McGraw, who used the alias Ghost Exodus, was a security guard at the hospital where he uninstalled antivirus programs on the computers and installed malware that allowed unauthorized individuals to remotely access the database.
Hackers have compromised your confidential information at banks, stores, even schools. Now a North Texas security guard is accused of hacking into a hospital's computers and posting video of it on YouTube for a short time.
In this video once posted on YouTube, federal prosecutors say 25-year-old Jesse McGraw, also known as Ghost Exodus, tried hacking into computers at the Carroll Clinic Hospital in Dallas. McGraw didn't have to break into the building. He was a contract security guard there. In the video, McGraw showed fake FBI credentials, but the real FBI arrested McGraw last Friday night, just as he started his overnight shift. A hospital spokesman says McGraw's attempts to hack their computers containing confidential patient information were unsuccessful, but prosecutors say McGraw did hack into the building's heating and air conditioning systems, which could have affected surgical patients and their medications. Prosecutors say McGraw, who headed a group called Electronic Tribulation Army, or ETA, was planning to strike again, asking other hackers to join him in a massive computer attack on July 4th, what he called Devil's Night.
And a happy Independence Day to everyone.
According to federal prosecutors, the group was building a botnet to attack rival hacker groups, such as Anonymous. Through my digging, I have been able to confirm that the ETA was, indeed, openly calling for attacks against Anonymous members. Many in the hacktivist community believed this to be harsh punishment, and pages were created along with the hashtag #FreeGhost. Additionally, the FBI reported that McGraw also hacked into computers belonging to the Dallas Police Department and NASA, and threatened to damage other computer networks on July 4th, a day he called Devil's Day. He was released from prison sometime around July 2017. Digging further through the missing family friend's social media, I began to notice a heavy fixation on Yahweh, flat earth conspiracy, end-time prophecy, and biblical code. I dug through his friends list and started checking out names. By luck, I came across a friend of his that I was able to immediately identify as Jesse McGraw despite his name being written in Hebrew script. A quick glance at his page showed the same type of postings. All Hebrew Bible decoding, end of the world prophecy and Yahuwah worship. His latest postings are from November 12 around 5 a.m. and are biblical quotes that reference leaving everything behind and going off to receive a prophecy or some kind of enlightenment. One day prior he posted something about an end-time prophecy. By looking through his page I came across his YouTube channel, under the name, Yeshai Ben Asher McGraw, that contained various religious videos about Yahweh and end-time prophecy. This particular one struck me as eerie.
Shalom Aleichem Mishpacha, B'Shem Yahshua HaMashiach, B'Shem Yahuwah Eloheinu Avinu. Amen. The word of Yahuwah, our Elohim, through Yahshua HaMashiach, revealed to me a series of prophecies regarding the future of the United States of America. And this is that word, And he revealed to me in the Hebrew tongue, for of the USA, Yishai, to the people write down, Babylon, consecrate my Shabbat, use my name, dwell in safety, be astonished greatly, USA. Repent and call the Torah superior. Listen not to Jesus, for truth exists in heeding the Torah fully. You shall destroy not the true Torah of mine like a wicked nation. Take heed and shalom to you. And the people that sin, ruining and destroying my name, for who prostitute Jesus among my children, behold, sorrow, plundered, war, broken up, taken prisoner, terrorized by a foreign nation and stripped naked, to loathsome weeping, beautiful to twisted. Nation, yea, pray to me with a heart words full of affliction and fear.
I decided to search the web for Yahweh cults to try and get an idea of what these people believed and if they were dangerous or not. One of the first results was a Wikipedia page for a cult called the House of Yahweh. Now, this is only a theory of mine, which I haven't been able to concretely prove yet, but I believe that McGraw is a part of this cult. Let me show you why. Firstly, while reading about the cult's beliefs, one line jumped out at me. The Wikipedia page states the Hoy believes the world will soon experience the tribulation. All day I had been doing research on a hacker group that calls themselves the Electronic Tribulation Army. Okay, it could be a coincidence. But let's look a bit further. The House of Yahweh cult is located, according to the Wikipedia page, in either Clyde or Abilene, Texas. A quick search revealed that both towns are only a few hours away from Arlington, Texas, where McGraw was living and arrested. Again, this could be a coincidence. I decided to keep digging. I ended up investigating the House of Yahweh's leader, Uriel Hawkins, who owns at least $2.1 million in land, housing, and mobile homes. Apparently the cult has been known for quite some time. It was even featured on Dr. Phil.
This is Israel Hawkins of the House of Yahweh in Abilene, Texas. First off, let me apologize for not being able to attend the interview that you have booked. I'm really not interested in bashing the people that's going to be on your show. I know each and every one of them, and I do love each and every one of those people, and I do hope to see them in Yahweh's kingdom. However, they did leave the House of Yahweh and for their own reasons, and I'm sure some of those reasons will come out on your show. Very soon, a nuclear baby, as we call it in the book, The Nuclear Baby, will be turned loose in a fourth part of the earth in and around the great river Euphrates. It will kill. Nuclear war and famine will kill a third part of man over that fourth part of the earth. This is brought on, Yahweh says, in Isaiah 24, 1 through 6, it's caused because the laws of Yahweh have been ignored and rebelled against by the religions of the world. I appreciate it very much that you played this prophecy on your show. Soon you will see it come to pass. Thank you. In the name of Yahweh.
What's your take on the House of Yahweh? Well, I've received a lot of complaints about it that would line up with what Norm has said and what others have said. I regard it, in my opinion, as a destructive cult, and I've testified in court against the group to get children out of harm's way. And I've seen the marriage manual to train young girls to be wives. This is a totalitarian group. Whatever Israel Hawkins says is right, and whatever he says is wrong is wrong. There's no accountability. There's no democratic church government. And once you become submerged and isolated within their compound and cut off from your family, you have nothing to rely upon except what they tell you the truth is.
Authorities in February of 2008 charged the group's 73-year-old leader with performing polygamous weddings and forcing about 40 children, some as young as 11, to work jobs at his 44-acre compound. Ex-cult members allege that Yirael has over 24 wives. In November of 2008, in a sermon, Hawkins told his congregation, "I'm not asking much out of you, I'm just asking that you be willing to die rather than leave this house." Questions have also been raised about at least 2 deaths within the sect. A 7-year-old died in 2003 after her mother and another member performed home surgery on her infected leg. Both women were convicted of injury to a child. And in 2006, a woman bled to death after giving birth because she was prevented from going to the hospital, according to a wrongful death lawsuit filed by her husband. Hawkins began preaching polygamy in the early 1990s, saying women had to accept it or leave and forfeit heaven, several former members said. "It's definitely a cult that follows mind control techniques," said Miriam Martin, a House of Yahweh member from 1986 to 2000. "So many people's lives have been destroyed by what's been going on over there. Then I stumbled across this. The Barack H. Obama Foundation, which is founded by the former president's brother and alleged polygamist, Malik Obama. Malik is quite outspoken and known to frequently troll his brother, but I recognized something familiar on his partner organization's page. A group called the Peaceful Solution Character Education Incorporated, or CI, that has a PO box in Abilene, Texas. When I checked into their company, I learned that the venture was created by none other than Yirael Hawkins. The CI calls itself a secular nonprofit organization devoted to promoting character education as its main tool for positive character development. They claim to promote peace through educational programs and curricula designed to develop positive character. They have various programs from K-12 to another that caught my eye. Their prison program literature states that inmates who have learned and practiced new behavioral skills see great improvement in their characters. These changes contribute to a more harmonious and peaceful prison environment. The inmates participating in this program tend to resolve conflicts without violence and have a strong sense of inner peace. They also learn to better cope with their confinement and learn new ways of dealing with problems as they arise. Generally speaking, they are better prepared to be released into the community, to become productive members of society. From first evaluation, this program seems like a wonderful way to adjust prisoners' mindsets and increase awareness. But when you take into consideration the beliefs and actions of the creator, Yirael Hawkins, one begins to wonder if it isn't just a cultist recruiting tool that preys on prison inmates who feel powerless. I have not yet been able to directly link CI literature with Yahweh, but you would have a very hard time convincing me that Yirael, who was born as Buffalo Bill Hawkins, isn't a con artist, if not much, much worse. While I have no concrete evidence linking Jesse McGraw to the cult, I have strong suspicions that he was recruited while in prison and roped into believing them. He would likely be an asset to them with his tech capabilities and charisma. I would have never looked into any of this if a family friend had not been wrapped up in this strange story, but now I find myself invested. If you see Jesse, don't approach him. Contact the police. I was told by the family that he is violating his probation and has a warrant out. I will do my best to uncover whatever information I can as it comes available to me. This is Weeping Angel signing off.